Deep in a cave somewhere thousands of years ago, caveman tells his elder that if they kill 100% of the mammoths, they will increase food production by 10,000%. He paints some diagrams on the cave wall, eats all of the tribe's food, and leaves before any work is done. He was the first consultant. We've heard a lot of punchy quotes and anecdotes in the root cause analysis industry, and these fables are used to help companies remember key concepts, shape how people think, and drive change in organizations. But how often are these stories false, unhelpful, or just plain wrong? My name is Alex Paradise, and I help companies learn from accidents with Taproot. Today, I'm here to tell you about a few popular business stories that upon closer inspection have turned out to be myths. Our first story takes place back in 1920s at the Hawthorne plant, where experimenters wanted to show that increased lighting would enhance productivity. They installed new lights and productivity went up. When they took the new lights out, they expected productivity to decrease, but instead, productivity went up again. The story goes that researchers concluded that because the workers knew they were being studied, they worked harder. Thus, the Hawthorne Effect was born, which is when people change behavior because they know they are being observed, often leading to improved effort or productivity. Now, because the research didn't turn out the way they planned, it was never officially published until a sociologist, Henry Landsberger, published his interpretation of the research. However, the original study was lost and only the story spread. This became a catalyst for pushing a greater emphasis on active attention from management and social observation programs. It's probably why you do so many audits. But is this effect true? Well, in 2011, through a twist of fate, two researchers uncovered the original data. Now analyzed with modern statistical analysis, they find that there was no clear evidence that the effect even exists. Now, that didn't stop the consultant class from recommending all sorts of new walks and surveys. It just goes to show some of these stories aren't what we think. Next on our list is the famed quote, "What gets measured gets managed." This is attributed to the great management theorist Peter Drucker, who, by the way, happened to be a big proponent of the Hawthorne Effect. However, this also turns out to be a myth. According to the Drucker Institute, he never said it, but that didn't stop thousands of consultants from pushing this thought forward. However, critics have pointed out rightly that what gets measured gets managed, even if it's pointless to measure and manage it, and even if it harms the purpose of the organization to do so. Again, we see that it's a quote that sounds right, but in the end is leading us to a destructive path in our organization. We have to start analyzing what we're hearing for stories to see if they're actually true and ring true in an organization. Our next story takes us to India. Have you ever heard of the Cobra Effect? During the British colonization of India, there was an increasing number of deaths due to cobra bites. The British government decided they needed to put a bounty on cobras, with the hopes of decreasing the number of deaths by decreasing the cobra population. However, this incentive backfired. Instead of lowering the number of cobras in the area, people began collecting and breeding cobras. Once the British found out about these cobra breeding processes, they canceled the bounty. Well, what do you do when you have a bunch of cobras in your house? You release them. Now there was an increasing population of cobras and an increasing amount of people being bitten by them. The incentive completely backfired on the government. So the Cobra Effect became known that incentives often have perverse and opposite consequences. But is the story real? Well, there's some debate here. There was a bounty placed on cobras, but there's no evidence of people breeding snakes. There are some stories of people finding snake eggs and keeping them till they hatched, but there's no stories of an increased cobra population leading to more deaths after the bounty was canceled. But is the effect real? Well, in 2008, the US government put out a bounty on wild pigs in Georgia. You had to collect the pig's tail and turn it in as proof that you killed it. Well, unlike cobras, it's a lot easier to breed pigs, and people started breeding and cutting off pigtails to turn in for the bounty. So, the concept of perverse incentives is true, but false stories can distract from true and useful concepts. Now, another common story that we hear comes from World War II. It's the tale of Abraham Wald and bullet holes. Now, Abraham was hired to analyze bullet holes on surviving planes to identify where they needed additional armor. At first glance, If you looked where these bullet holes showed up, they showed up in places like the fuselage, areas on the wing, and if you just looked at where the bullet holes were, you might think, let's add armor to these locations. That's where they're getting hit. However, what Wald realized is this is a case of what is now called survivorship bias. See, the planes that came back weren't the ones that were critically damaged. These bullet holes were the locations where a plane could take damage and still make it back to the landing strip. So instead of looking at where the bullet holes are to put armor, you look at the places the bullet holes are not. Places like the engine, around the cockpit. These are critical spots that if they got damaged by enemy aircraft, the plane never returned. Researching this story, we find out that it is a true study that was done. However, when you look at the data, many of the planes that did go down prior to landing weren't from bullet holes at all, but mechanical failures. Also, the charts that you see frequently for this story are incorrect. The bullet holes weren't all grouped together. They were much more evenly distributed across the aircraft. So a lot of math and data analysis had to be done to even figure out where these bullets were coming and going. So this story does check out to be true, and survivorship bias does have you question the right thing. Are you getting the right information from, in this case, the planes that landed, or do you need to look in the opposite at not what survived, but what didn't survive in your data? This concept is real, and once again, a misleading story may lead people to dismiss it. So, what can we learn from all of these stories? The most important thing is to grow your own expertise and check the truth of a business myth before you repeat it. Treat stories and facts as facts, and take every opportunity to learn from real incidents. You can learn the real history about incidents on our YouTube channel and blog, and become a root cause analysis expert by using the Taproot system. Learn more and visit us at taproot.com. Or check out one of these podcast videos that's being recommended to you next.